Voice Radio.
Believe it.
Hi, this is RB with Car Voice Radio. We're talking here to Erik Lehmann, who is the founder of Dream Catalyst. I met Erik a little while ago, and a fantastic guy, and he had an opportunity to sit in on one of my classes. Just wanted you to share some of your experiences being a part of the Elevate Entrepreneur Program and how you think it assisted you.
Wow, Audrey, thank you so much for asking, and I feel like just what I learned from just seeing the spirit of the students was my first understanding of the magic that you get to create, Aubrey. So I mean, I feel like all I felt from the students was possibility. You know, they knew that the only thing in their own way was them, you know, and so what I feel the best part of the Elevate Entrepreneurs program, or kind of philosophy, is like, how do we get out of our own way? And you know, through your tutelage and your advice and your kind of inspirational, motivational kind of one-on-one sessions, I've really been able to break through a lot of my stuff so that I can be more movement or mission driven. And I feel like that's, you know, we're all entrepreneurs. You know, we weren't born as employees. You know, so I feel like it's important for us to embrace the entrepreneur within us, even if we actually work for someone else's dream. There's a way that we were born to make a specific contribution to that. So what I really admire and embrace about this philosophy is that anything is monetizable, if that's a word. I feel like, you know, what the biggest thing that I really, every single time Aubrey and I have ever spoken, I always felt like he valued me as a commodity. You know, he valued his time as a commodity too. So I mean, like, just even looking at an investment of time as something that will eventually yield monetizable results, I feel is another great kind of outcome or philosophical breakthrough that I've experienced since being in your energy, Aubrey. So I mean, I feel like that part has been really seamless and really, you know, overflowing ever since we met. And I guess, you know, just from a lifestyle design perspective, you know, I'll just share a little bit about the movement I'm creating. I'm creating a movement called Game Changers, which was inspired by meditation. And one of the things that Aubrey used to say, or still says, is, you know, I think things into reality. And so I feel like this meditation is, you know, is turning into reality, and I get to sort of observe it and watch it. And once I can get out of its way, it'll be so much more fun. But to that end, I've sort of creatively decided to take on a job at U.S. Airways, so I can. So Game Changers, you know, came to me as a meditation following Sandy Hook, the shootings at Sandy Hook, and all I saw were kids just lined up, wanting a different life, wanting to make a different choice, and they were online for an uplifting series of events, and they were carrying as their ticket price a violent video game. And that's their way of getting in. That's their way of putting their skin in the game and letting us know that they want a different life and that their hearts are worth it. And the next day I had a vision of the AIDS quilt. So I said, oh, okay, so once I get all these violent video games traded in, what are we going to do with them? And I just decided that we're going to make visible art. We're going to make mosaics. We're going to smash them into pieces as a cathartic, you know, act. And then we're going to create something beautiful out of this violence and out of this destruction. And so to that end, what I realized is that I need a way to get to the meetings that I need to have in order to make this a national and then a global awareness builder. And so recently I took on a job at US Airways and I actually start on Tuesday. And so much of that is just, what it means to just piece it together and just realize, okay, if I'm going to create a movement, what pieces do I need? And I feel like that's where Elevate Entrepreneurs like just, creates the foundation for that and allows for the creativity to show up. And it's not it's not, boxed up thinking. It's like how do we look at this from what we have, from what we, can create locally, and what relationships can we build that allows this caravan to just launch and I guess the other thing that's coming to my head is to let your agenda be known in advance, and I feel like that's a really important premise that I learned from Aubrey, and to just really suss that out. And I mean, to be really transparent, my challenge is that I'm a really trusting person, and I don't always ask people what their agenda is before I start trusting them. And so, not that I want to be any less trusting, it's just that I feel like, even in love and life and all these other things that are so important, it's important to know what someone's agenda is before you engage in a business or personal relationship, and to get to that level of transparency and honesty so that we all know. I mean, yeah, I mean, people's agenda have a time and place, and if there's not a fit with that agenda, then that time and place is somewhere else. Um, and trust me, if I could apply a lot of these things more immediately, I would probably have saved myself a whole bunch of hardship or heartache. So I'm a constant learner and a stubborn one at that. But Aubrey has been really patient with me, and I've appreciated it. So I have nothing but amazing things to say about the energy that's exchanged since Aubrey and I've met.
Right. Tell me a little bit about Catalyst, the program, your company.
Sure. Well, Dream Catalyst started as an offshoot of an experience I had when I was 17. I lived in a shelter for about 50 days when I was a high school senior, and miracle upon miracle happened. And from those miracles, I also saw a lot of stuff that that just came to my awareness perfectly. I mean, I was supposed to see it, even though it was hard to see. So I saw kids who were not only invisible, but they were treated as not even human. Um, and something in my heart shifted, and I just realized that something needed to. I guess given that I've known that I've had a big mouth, um, I felt called to use my big mouth to make sure these kids didn't stay invisible. So I created Dream Catalyst to celebrate these kids and to elevate their dreams and to celebrate their birthdays. Um, and right now, Game Changers is taking up a lot of the programmatic space or the project space of what Dream Catalyst is all about. And we're focusing on the dreams of our youth, all of the dreams of our youth, because right now I feel like they're sort of homeless themselves. The dreams themselves are homeless because they're being kind of drowned out by the noise of violence and our own experience of a comfort zone that was created for us rather than explored by us. Um, so so Dream Catalyst is here to just lift the dreams of all kids. It used to just be about kids facing homelessness, and now it's a whole bunch more because Game Changers is it's powerful energy.
Carry Voice Radio.
Believe